unbeatable. We'll train until we meet our goal. The stakes are high, no, we won't fold, because we are unbeatable. We are unbeatable. We'll train until we meet our goal. If stakes are high, no, we won't fold, because we are unbeatable.
Welcome to the world of Pokemon, and thank you so much for joining us on today's episode of Unbeatable. It is wonderful to have you guys with us as our players are all standing in their group with their friends Tanner and Perry, and they are entering the Rock Tunnel Caverns. As they are headed in, they're attempting to head off perhaps something that they suspect may happen but have no real proof of yet, where they are trying to get to the power plant on the other side of Rock Tunnel so they can potentially protect Zapdos. Their plans are very vague and they've not explained them to me well yet.
You have a lot of question marks going on.
I got a lot of questions. You guys, I mean, your intentions have not been explained to me yet as to what the actual plan is. So, as we enter Rock Tunnel, the temperature is immediately going to drop about 15 degrees as you guys step in, and immediately the stone around you begins to absorb all of the heat, immediately giving you guys little vapor trails coming out of your mouths as you start to walk in. I believe all of you are lit up with flashlights or headlamps of your own personal choice. And you are currently being led by Perry, who has next to her very large, very glowing Lux Ray, which currently is putting off this sort of yellow emanation of energy. Out in front of you guys, you can see the tunnel stretches maybe only 15 to 20 feet before it immediately opens up into a massive series of caverns where you cannot see the other side, nor can you see the ceiling. In front of you, there is a set of stone steps that have been sort of like carved via walking into the side of a piece of rock, and not a whole lot of other options. Can I get a marching order of some kind for walking through Rock Tunnel?
I am not going first.
Sorry.
I am not going first.
Yeah, I mean, I can go first unless Tanner or Perry haven't want to lead.
I think I'd like to go second, just for the fact that I have Newton out and maybe sensing some teleporty things might come in handy.
If anyone tries to teleport into the cave, that's a good thing to keep track. I will actually jot that down. Then I will propose a walking order, and we'll see if you guys are happy with that. We will start with Seth, sort of in the lead with his little crank flashlight. Then we go to Coryne with her headlamp, followed by Perry in the center of the pack with her Lux Ray, giving that sort of like immediate emanation of electricity to where all of you can evenly get the energy. Followed then by DJ, who then following the end of the pack, of course, is Tanner and Lil Miss Magic, who seems to be living for the fact that she can just disappear basically anywhere in this cavern because it's full of shadows.
No doubt.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
With that in mind, Seth and Coryne, you are going to be doing the majority of sort of the travel, like, not really like decisions, but yeah, those like sort of the moment like, oh, there's a turn. Are you walking this way or that way? I will say there's going to be a lot of those. So stopping to discuss every moment, probably not going to be the best idea. Just sort of going off vibe. I'll tell you right now, pretty much any direction you choose, you will eventually hit the other side, but the directions that you choose will affect what you run into, the difficulties you face, sort of what the challenges may be within Rock Tunnel. Does that seem clear to everybody?
Sure.
Crystal.
Okay. With that in mind, Seth and Coryne following close behind, you two start to walk up those first couple steps into the cavern. And you can immediately feel that you are on a rock ledge. And if you look down, you can see the trail actually splits to the left and to the right. And the ledge looks like to the left and to the right, both there are steps that go down. So to this current point, are you wanting to head to the left or to the right?
Do we know geographically what direction would be leading us towards the power plant?
At the current moment, you do not. You know that this tunnel and pretty much every path will eventually get you there. You've not personally been to the tunnel, the power plant, nor have you like observed exactly where it is in reference to the exact beginning of the tunnel.
Could I take a look and see, based on the like, so with the interior of the cave, what's the ground we're walking on? What type of...
Right now, it is almost pure stone. There's very little dirt, very little gravel. It is a place where the feet and walking of trainers over many, many years has worn away the sort of like rough, porous texture of the stone around you to being almost smooth. It is not slick at the moment, but you figure if there was any sort of water in here, it would probably turn into a slip and slide real quick.
Okay. So there's not any sign that we can show what path the other people may have went.
It seems like other people have gone both directions.
But more like immediately. Like no signs of immediate scrapes, like a fresh...
like a fresh something? Roll tracking for me real quick. Yeah. Roll tracking for me. I apologize. I thought you meant for the general populace. I didn't realize you were talking about immediately.
No. That is going to be 11.
11. With an 11, it looks like they're... On the path itself, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of reference. If you were to take one path, you might pick up at some sort of trail later down the line. But at the moment, you're just sort of down to the coin flip of are you head left or right?
I guess we'll just go right. I don't know if there's any...
Works for me.
Yeah.
Okay. So, heading right, you guys walk down the first set of steps, and immediately you feel yourselves being sort of like shunted into a much larger section of the cavern, but it is definitely below where you were. You've headed down basically every way since you've come down. And as you go deeper, you can feel that there are like stalactites and stalagmites that have all grown around you. And it is easy enough to follow the trail of trainers moving through here. You can, because the trail is so worn, under your flashlights, it's very easy to trace. And you can even see there are like stone structures that have like stopped growing because people have like brushed past it with their finger oils and such. You know how like when you go to a cavern, there are like those places where it just makes things stop sticking. As you start to go deeper, let's see here. Because you're at the back of the pack, so you're not going to get a lot of the front pack interaction, DJ, I'm going to have you be rolling a lot of my random dice as we go through today, because you're going to be rolling fewer checks than the other two. So, DJ, can you please roll me a d10?
Yeah. I rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1. Okay, let me pull up what a 1 means.
Oh shit!
I got options here. I got options.
I got.
Holy shit! Okay, I need actually you to roll another die for me. Can you roll me a d6?
Do I explode or no?
You do not.
6.
But you rolled a 6?
I don't like your face.
I'm just kidding. I rolled
Interesting.
a 4.
Armand Kingsley once again.
Yeah, Armand Kingsley actually is going to go again. Fun fact, they've already actually captured Zapdos, and they tracked down Moltres, and the whole trio's gone now, actually.
We gotta find
so the end of the
Lugia.
world is here.
Yeah.
It's because I rolled a 6.
The world, Kanto, give or take. But interesting. Seth and Coryne, you are both wielding light sources, so it doesn't immediately stick out to you. But as you sort of like, I'm really excited. This is something that we run into this early. As you start to like step down those stone steps and into this larger cavern, you both like flare your light sources out, and you can see like this big open area with mostly flat ground that you can walk along. If you were like stuck in a cavern, this would honestly not be like the worst place to camp, like right inside of it, like if it was raining outside or something. But you sort of follow the trail immediately to the left, and which one would see it first? Seth. At the corner of your eye, right as you guys are turning, you see a flicker of a different light, like maybe like a slight yellow-orange color, just go behind one of the stalactites.
Like a flashlight color?
No, like some sort of open flame.
Okay.
But with the current amount of ambient light that you guys are creating, you don't know where it went. Like you saw that it went behind a rock structure, but you're struggling from there.
Kind of seeing it in that structural area. Yeah. Since there's at least more ambient light, I'll turn my light off. Just since I can still kind of see, just because of the luxury. I'll move towards where that light is and see if hopefully it's still bright as a way to like point me in the direction of it, maybe.
Okay. I will leave this up to Coryne. Coryne, you see Seth like click off his light very quickly and start like taking a couple steps. What are your immediate sort of like reaction? Because you're the other one who's up there.
You good?
I think I see something.
I think I see something.
Is it a bad something?
I don't know yet.
I don't know yet.
Should I click off my light?
No.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
So with Kenna not clicking off her light, can you roll me a tracking or spot hidden with a disadvantage?
Turn your light off. Turn your light off.
No, you already made the call.
You said tracking. You said with a disadvantage?
With a disadvantage, yeah.
Okay.
Don't roll a 4.
Just look
Don't
away.
roll a 4.
Just look away. That's all you gotta do.
Just look away.
Disadvantages don't explode, do they?
They do. That's why I told you not to roll a 4.
Oh, I see. Dang it.
No.
No, I'm just kidding. That was my regular die exploding. Dang it! No, I'm just kidding. That's fine. Okay, so that's gonna be. Oh, you know what? The disadvantage negates my badge, so that's good.
Okay.
So I got a 20.
Okay. Immediately after turning your light off, and it would be hard to spot with Corinne's light still on, especially with like the lux ray, like, you know, a few steps behind you guys. But your eyes are just very trained for detail at this point. You've been putting a lot of time into tracking since Cinnabar. That was something that you've really been honing over the last, several months. I say several months. It's been like a month since Cinnabar. Month and a half, maybe.
That's crazy.
But it's crazy, right? Because it was like 2 weeks to Vermilion, a couple days in Lavender, a couple weeks in Cinnabar, or in
2
Seafoam.
years for the viewers.
Yeah, it has been like a year and a half or whatever. But you look around and you could see there's like a flight, like flicker of light, like sort of reflecting off of a rock farther. So you can kind of tell distance wise, it's like maybe 20, 30 feet out, maybe coming from like knee height ish. It seems like there might be some sort of candle or something on the other side of one of the rocks.
How high is it compared to where I am at?
You guys are on the same plane right now. If you were to backtrack maybe like 30 feet and try and get back up on top of that ridge you were on, you might be able to spot it from a distance.
If I'm trusting where I think the area of it might be, I'll get a little bit closer, but walk as normally as possible and not as like loud and clunky, I guess.
Okay. I'm not even gonna make a roll for that. That's something well within your ability to do.
Walking with the intent of Poke handling, knowing how Pokemon like to be approached, even an unknown Pokemon. Just kind of going through that process.
Okay. Interesting. I gotta roll some stuff real quick. Interesting. So, the rest of you now, DJ, you've now seen that the front of the group has stopped, like moving, and Seth is now like sort of like cautiously walking over to a large rock chip. You can still, by the way, DJ, if you look behind you, you can still see the entrance. You guys are like just inside the fucking cavern. It's interesting that this happened so quickly. And Seth, you start to step over, and you do that thing where you kind of like, change the angle on your head a little bit to like peek around a little bit and have a little bit more of a thing. And you see that there is another set of eyes that also peeks around at the same time, sort of like looking at you. These two like small like beady eyes are both connected to what looks like a scaled creature, like bright orange scales and a little like soft dome head, and behind it there's some sort of like little like flame sort of flickering behind it, and it looks around the corner at you, and you look around the corner at this small Charmander.
Oh, hi. Or Char. Okay, this is the level of volume we're using. Hello.
Char?
Yeah, we came in from the front here, but I saw your light, and it looked really bright, and so I wanted to check it out and say hi. Do you want a snack? Oh, reach in my bag.
A couple things happen as you start to like go through the quick succession of like questions. The first of like, oh, I saw your tail, and immediately goes Char! And like it looks like it's like fuck, and it like looks down at its tail where you can see it's like been actively trying to make it as dim as possible.
I didn't see it actually.
Yeah, but then like it's like gets distracted from being frustrated and looks at me and goes, Char? It puts a hand out towards you. What do you give it?
I give it some fire type snack.
And just like devours it.
Have you seen other people come through this cave? Like, not us, obviously.
Char!
It like nods its head like very much in the affirmative.
Good, great, cool.
It has 3 little fingers and it holds up one of them.
Okay.
Oh.
And I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to go and just point in like a direction and be like, where?
And it points like further down the trail that you guys were already following.
Cool. Good. Thank you. There you go. I'll give him like a little handful. You can follow us if you want, or lead us if you want, or just take this food and run. There you go. Live your life.
It just like continues to like horribly devour whatever food you hand it. And it gets like halfway through the third one and then looks at it and goes, char, and it like turns and uses its tail as like a little barbecue for a second. And it like it like grabs the end of the tail and it like seems to like get a little bit brighter so it can like sear the end of it. And then it goes, char, and then like eats the little bit of it. And it just starts to like waddle down the way. And the rest of you at this point can see this tiny little fucking lizard with a flaming tail step out on 2 legs and start to just waddle down the trail in front of you guys.
I think it wants to show us something, guys.
Beside herself? Corinne's beside herself with Eunice. It is barely
Guys, we're 10 minutes into the fucking tunnel and you guys immediately found one of the rare spawns.
That's a rare spawn?
God.
That's one of the rare spots. Shout out Torie's rolls, dude.
Give me more random rolls!
Somebody has to take that little guy home.
I don't know what you guys are doing. I don't know what you guys
I'm
are doing.
good.
Yeah.
I gave him
You
food.
don't want him?
I have Axel. I'm good.
Corinne, you don't want him?
Nope.
I don't know.
There are other Pokemon in this cave.
I will warn you, there are a lot. You're going to be running into a lot of wild Pokemon.
We
If you
can't
really
do
love
this with
Pokemon,
every Pokemon.
It's a little Charmander!
It's up to you. It's up to you
I got
guys.
a full
I
team
need
right
a
now.
fire type.
Get him! Get him!
Does Rakoto technically count as on my team if he's not technically caught?
Your
Technically
onboarding's
speaking,
been crazy.
technically speaking, at the moment, the limits for caught Pokemon. You've never caught Rakoto, which also means that if somebody else were
Right.
to forcefully capture Rakoto, they could.
Spooky.
Why are you saying it like that?
Because you literally are afraid
Why
of
are you
villains.
saying it like
You are
that?
literally afraid somebody's gonna
I
poach
will
a
never
Pokemon.
let it happen.
I was gonna say I'm with
Good luck.
Corinne.
Good luck. Anybody else
Okay.
with the strong arm ability runs up, you're fucked.
Okay, I
Not if I
will
strong-arm them
kneel
first.
down beside the little guy. First of
It
all,
has not noticed you at any point in time because it started waddling. So if you want to catch up, you're gonna have to like run after this little guy.
does my tiniest cute ability trigger? Or no,
because you were not
Seth
the one who
bought it?
discovered. Yeah, you did
Or
not
found
discover
it.
this
Okay.
Pokemon. However,
Okay,
Seth,
okay.
actually, you know what? I've been describing an orange Pokemon. You want to roll a D100 for me real quick and see if I've been wrong?
What did I need?
What did you roll?
That's not what I asked.
that's what I asked.
68.
Oh no, you did. Oh, almost nice. No, I was saying if you rolled the 1% chance to get a shiny.
Mhm.
Yeah. Kenna, you want to roll for size for me real quick? See if it's big or small.
7.
7. Okay. I believe, if I remember correctly, let me double check.
Is
this
that a
real
little
quick.
guy?
Status
Is that a
ranking.
giant guy?
A
I'm
giant
looking.
small Charmander.
Give me a second. I am.
How tall is
Okay,
Charmander usually?
Here we go. That is going to be one size category smaller than the average Charmander.
It was
It's
meant
for
to
you.
be.
It's meant for you.
It was meant to be. Okay.
Well,
okay.
again, DJ, there's no like kneeling down next to this Pokemon. This
No, I
Pokemon
know
is
I gotta
currently
run.
leading you guys
I know I
places,
gotta run.
which means you got to push past the other 3 people who are in front of you at the current moment. It's a single file line right now.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry,
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
Perry. Excuse me.
What the
Oh,
f-
excuse me.
You
Sorry.
had a line ordered. DJ, what's
Well,
going
now
on?
I'm
In the
at the
distance,
front
you
of
hear
it.
Tanner. Did I
Wait.
smell that bad? And you guys.
No, you smell wonderful. I gotta go. And then she runs down the to catch up with the little Charmander.
Okay, it's still
Wait,
waddling down
Wait,
the. Down the
wait. Would I know what kind of berries Charmander likes?
The flavor, it comes down to the personality of the Pokemon.
Okay. I'm gonna take out. I'm gonna take out my big tackle box of berries.
Okay, and it like looks up at you and goes, and it looks back at Seth, who Seth had asked it to lead, and kind of stops and goes, chirp. Like, it's like, are we walking or are we sitting here with a tackle box of berries?
Wait, I'm so sorry. No, I'll hold this for right now. I was wondering.
It's just got, it's now finishing the last of its third snack, and it looks at you.
Is he holding it in a hand?
It finished his third snack. He wants more food.
Okay, I'm gonna offer it an oranberry.
And he starts waddling back down the trail.
All right, and I guess
Snack
DJ will
accepted.
take that as a good sign, because snack accepted, and kind of fall back into line. But elbow her way back to the back again. So, excuse me. Sorry.
Why did you elbow? I'm in the front of the line. You could just tell me you're moving here.
I'm
Barry's like-
moving here. Excuse me.
I will warn you, if you push past Luxray again, it will bite you. I have no control over that.
Not shock. I feel like that.
You
I
don't.
feel like you do have control over that.
Perry lifts up her own sleeve to show you like 8 fucking tooth marks down her line.
Oh my god.
Oh, hey, me too. And I'll pull up my sleeve, and there's nothing there.
Well, there's tattoos. There's a
tattoos.
tattoo sleeve.
There's tattoo sleeves.
Oh, did you get yours covered up? Or?
Yep. We should keep moving. Yep.
And it gets to the point where you realize that the Charmander is like very greedy, to the point where like every like 15 feet it stops and asks for more food.
Wow. Bribery.
I'll give it more, but I'll slowly give it less and less as
Less
it starts
portions?
to do that.
Yeah. It gives you like side eye once you get to like the 3rd time of that, and I start looking.
I'll give it full eye. I don't need just the side. I'll tell. I know what he's up to.
Char.
And like the little tiny, I said 2 feet previously. If it is a pygmy, it's like 8 inches tall.
This
So
is
it's
going
like,
to take a minute.
go down the way. I will tell you, as you guys are walking, it leads you through another set of stalactites and up another ridge. And as you get up to the sort of top of this ridge, can I get a... Torie just made that roll. Kenna, you've not made me a roll in a second. Can you please roll me a d20?
6.
As you guys get up onto this ridge, you can see that the trail itself continues to go up. And then you look around and you realize this ridge is kind of like very much a one-way sort of stop. You realize that you're on sort of like a large platform in the center of the cavern. You can no longer see the back wall where you came from, nor the front wall in front of you, nor the ceiling above you. Even with your flashlights, you point them up and you can make out that there is ceiling, but it's a little too hazy in here to really spot anything. And then you get that thing where there's no natural light, so your sense of scale is so fucked in terms of what is near and what is far. At one point, you were walking past a stalagmite that everybody thought was going to be like 4 feet tall, and it was like almost 20 feet tall. Just because being underground really disorients you like that. But you get up onto this platform, and you realize it's like, okay, where do we go now? And Charmander has just kind of stopped and is staring at you all.
Okay, and I'll hold it out, but before I put it in his hand, I'll say, where are we going now? Because it seems like... As he knocks over a stick.
We're leaving that in the episode. That's staying in the episode, folks. It points over the cliff that's next to it.
As it shatters, yeah.
Yeah, as it shatters a rock.
Give me that snack. Give it to me.
The pig needs to be out right. The small Charmander.
But yeah, it like points off the cliff next to it. And one glance over the edge with your flashlight, as you look over, you can see that it's kind of like a sheer drop, that you can see that there is like a ground path where it looks like people slide down the rock for probably 30 feet.
Are there any like pittons or anything?
Bidons. Okay. You first.
Char.
It like points, it like very much like that. No, I live over there. Why the fuck would I do that?
That's a good point. I'll drop that and then I'll slide down.
You just drop it and slide.
Yeah, I'll take his
So
word
from
for
the
it.
perspective of everyone else, DJ, Coryne, from you two, you see that Seth has like stopped and is like talking to the Charmander, like trying to like negotiate more. And you just see Seth go, oh, okay. And then toss him the food and just go and disappear off the ledge.
It's fine.
Coryne just goes, oh my god, not again.
Not again? What do you mean not again?
Somebody's going down deep without everybody else. Okay. You good?
I
Tanner's
have
at the back
Bowie
is-
and Richter.
I can't see what happened. You see from Tanner, who's at the back of the line.
I think Richter followed me down, and Bowie is sitting there like being the guide that's going to be...
Boo's sitting there
pointing
like a
everyone
distinguished
down.
gentleman. He's got a little bow
Yeah.
tie on. He's just like, this way.
He's the guy working the slide at the water park.
He's got the whistle, so they got to do like the 2
Wait your
hits.
turn.
Yeah, but the whistle's just where his snaggletooth is missing. He's just blowing through
Yeah.
that.
You're at the bottom. Yeah, goodbye. Of like, just like, all right, next one down.
Yeah. I really should have had him go first, because otherwise he's gonna fall into my back and shred my spine.
Yeah.
But, whatever.
Hindsight.
Charmander sort of like looks at the four of you guys and is just kind of like, Charmander.
Okay, buddy. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna turn to the rest of the group and I'm gonna be like, okay, wait. Okay, wait, are you taking a toll for the slide?
Charmander.
I'll give him half of an orange berry if you want, Coryne.
There's just like juice going down his hand. He goes,
Oh God. Okay, we're all going down this slide. And I'm gonna be like, DJ, if you want this thing, you're gonna have to pay for each of us to go down this slide.
I know.
Okay.
I got it.
And I'm going to kind of put Myrtle and Newton in my lap, and I'm gonna scoot towards the edge.
You're gonna go
and
down
then I'm gonna go.
with Myrtle in your...
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
If anything, I would just
Okay.
have Myrtle withdraw, and you sit on Myrtle's shell and just like have that be your
Coryne
slide
hasn't
down.
thought that far ahead.
That's what
not
I'm just
fun.
saying. Yeah.
And I'm gonna
Okay.
go. Okay, everybody, tuck in tight. And I'm gonna slide down.
Before you slide down, because Coryne, you were the one
Literally.
who rolled the die. You glance over and you see that actually there's like a small trace of like, oh, somebody else came through here at some point. Because you see that it looks like somebody lost an earring next to you. There is just like a very nice like little pearl earring just lodged in a little crack next to you.
Can I take it?
Yeah, you take it. Statistically, that is the pearl item. You can sell that for money later if you want to, or you can try and track down its
Thank
owner.
you so much. Okay, cool. I take it and I
Yeah.
stick it in my cargo pants, and we slide.
And you go, whew, and then Coryne is, and I would like to mention again, it is a sheer drop at the top, so it's less sliding at the top and more jumping and then being caught by a slide.
Trust the process.
Oh yeah, I'll take that.
Terrifying.
My Pokemon don't need to take that.
All right, DJ is as like you see Perry looks and goes, I'm not worrying about this, and you see that Perry just releases her salamence, which and he goes, I'll see you at the bottom, and then she just jumps on the back of salamence and glides down.
I guess we're all just on our own then. Tanner, you want to slide or you want to do some other whack
He
shit?
looks over at you and you can see he's already climbing onto Specs the Noctowl. Yeah, no, he's fine. It seems every man for himself. Hey, you're going to talk to Charmander anyway. I'll see you at the bottom. And he just whooped down.
Wow.
So now it's just me and Charmander?
And Charmander's still looking at you like, Char?
I'll make you a deal.
Charmander.
I reckon we gave you a lot of food already.
And then he points to his tail, points to them. He's like, with gas prices this high, come on.
Oh
is that
my
sort of
God.
in this economy?
Please, you only got a 2-gallon tank, little man. You're not.
But he gets half a mile to the fucking gallon. Takes a lot of fuel to burn all that fire.
Well, how'd you feel about infinite food forever?
Sure.
Yeah? Yeah? So here's the thing. I need a fire type on my team. I got a team of little guys just like you. I think you'd fit right in. How'd you like to come work for me? And by work for me, I mean join the team.
You will need to make me a roll because you've said the magic word. You've said work, which now means you need to roll for it. Because in this Charmander's mind,
work.
he was going to be reclined on a sandstone throne with little leaves, and you were just going to
He
be
has a
feeding
lazy
food.
boy at his house. He just doesn't see it.
Yeah. So now you're going to go
Yeah,
ahead
behind
and you're
the
going to need to make me a charm roll.
Am I, like, when I
Really
see
firm.
him, do I see it make that face like, oh shit, you said work?
Absolutely, you do. Absolutely,
So
you do.
if I see that, can I say, well, if you think battling's work?
Char.
Okay,
It's like battling his
anyway,
work. Yeah. So I gotta exert myself and get hurt. That really seems
That's
like
not
work.
bad. Just a straight charm or like a
You can make it a persuade if you
using
wanted
charm?
to. You can make it a persuade if you want to.
Do I have to use charm if I make
No,
it a
you laid out a logical argument. Give it
Okay,
an it roll.
Nice.
Hell yeah! Okay, that's a 12 on the die plus 2 to persuade is 14 plus 4 for bad.
You have ranks in
18.
Persuade? Why do you never
do.
use your ranks in Persuade?
Because there's never anyone to persuade.
Here you go. You got this fucking guy. It's gonna be a very transactional relationship.
Perfect.
As you see, Charmander kind of goes, It kind of like holds up all 3 claws and then like flashes like char. Like, give me 6 right now, and yeah, well, I'll go with you, and we'll make this happen.
All right, well, you take your pick, little man, and I'm gonna open the tackle box, but not so all of the things are open, just so he can see them all labeled. Right, it's still closed.
Okay.
So
But I'm
you're
gonna
wanting this
display them to
Pokemon
him
to
and
not
say,
work,
"Point."
but read.
Well, you can see through the containers.
Okay. Yeah, you absolutely at this point in time are as you open it up, you see that he sort of like pops a couple of things and takes a couple different berries. One of the things you note is there seems to be no preference for any sort of flavor. That generally is, there are certain natures that have no preference for flavor. All of those naturals are the neutral natures that have no effect on their stat dice. This Charmander has some sort of neutral nature. From everything you've gotten, you're getting that this is a quirky little fucker. Just from your thing.
Because here's the thing. Even if I don't hang on to this Charmander, I know someone who would love him. And so I will just
ask him to go, just come around. Yeah, he's offering to finish the whole journey with you guys right now for 6 up front, and then extra tasks will cost extra berries. Yeah. If you want him to battle, he's gonna give you payment numbers before he battles.
He's a contract.
Depending on who he's battling.
My man.
That's fine.
Depths.
All right. So he kind of grabs the 6, and you can see that like he kind of like looks around.
They're too big for him. And then he's 8 inches tall.
He goes behind like a rock, and you hear like scrabble, 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 and then you see him come out with like looks like probably like some sort of like shed like snake skin, like an Ekans skin or something, and just like wraps it and then like throws it over one shoulder, and he's got like his little berries on his back.
I have an extra you could have borrowed a little.
He's like, no, I got this. Thanks so much.
Oh, you and I
like,
sure
I
are
don't
gonna
trust
get
the
along.
banks.
And you shouldn't.
Oh, this guy's gonna be a little libertarian. Fuck.
He's shoving berries in his mattress. Just fucking.
It's my rainy day fund.
Libermander.
Okay, that's fine.
Bro.
So, would you like a Pokeball now?
You see that he kind of like is like, oh shit, I don't have to walk? Char. Oh shit.
Yo, this shit's gonna get along with my dad. This shit's gonna get so along with my dad. Okay. I'll say, all right then. I'll pull out a Pokeball. Be like, here you go.
And just disappear.
I was gonna say she definitely just like holds it out and lets him hit the button.
Meanwhile, as this entire interaction has been happening up top, at the bottom, Seth, you were the first one to slide down, and it's actually way more gentle of a landing than you were thinking. As you and peters out, unlike your interaction in Seafoam Cavern.
Oh god!
And then you like sort of like start to stand up, and then you hear. Can you roll me an agility check real quick, please?
How is Richter gonna hurt me so?
This is not Kenna gonna hurt him.
I know it's not me.
This is Richter's about the fuck.
I waited for the go ahead.
Agility.
Not bad. That is 11.
Oh, dude, that's above what you needed. You are able to at the last second just hop in one spot as Gabai goes, Gabai, and just underneath
I feel
you.
Like part of his going there is that he started sliding down, and then as it kind of curved in, he just dug under the ground, and it was just his fin I was dodging. As he like,
well, he is deep in the stone, and you look and you see that there's like a powder following him, and you realize his rough scales have just fucking obliterated the stone underneath him like a polishing wheel. And then he goes, Gabai, to up top, and you hear Coryne. And because she's so much more weight, right past you, and you, and then you slide to a stop, Coryne, and eventually you slide to a stop right as your feet touch another wall, and you gently come to a stop. And then the two of you hear an awful sound to hear in a cavern because you were not waiting for it. You hear massive wing beats, and then and you look, and there is a like 8-foot tall gray dragon staring down at each of you. And then Perry hops off of Salamance's back and returns her Pokemon.
Jesus Christ, Perry.
How'd Richter feel seeing the Salamence, knowing it's the same Pokemon but not same form?
Richter is surprisingly, I don't know if he's not connecting the dots of the two Pokemon or if he's just being okay with it. It seems like he hasn't had a whole lot of negative interaction. And part of that might be the fact that there's been no real like challenge for dominance between the dragons. It was one appeared for a second and helped its trainer and then disappeared. They haven't really been traveling together or really interacted in a whole lot of ways. You do foresee maybe if the two of them are out at the same time for an extended period of time, you might run into issues. But at the moment, it seems like everything's
later
chill.
Seth's issue. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, as long as he's not being actively attacked by a dragon or mid-evolution or full of draconic energy for some reason, Richter is such a sweet little bean that you've raised with such high friendship that at this point, he's not really going to pick fights with a whole lot of other dragons.
That's what you guys can guarantee if you take your Pokemon to Cornucopia Daycare. Care. Just wanted to get that ad read out.
Are you talking to me? I know this.
No, I'm talking to the viewers at home.
At this point, again, soundless other than the talons hitting the rock as Specs the Noctowl lands, and Tanner goes, all right, can you go back up there and grab DJ? I think that they might need some help down with that capitalist Charmander going on. And then Specs like just there's only the slightest disturbance of the air as he flaps back up there. And DJ, you can either choose to slide or take Specs the Noctowl down. That's up to you.
If I see Specs coming, I'll wait.
Okay, yeah. Specs comes and grabs you, and you.
How dark is it in this cave?
Well, you all got flashlights.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, you said like our perception thing was all weird.
Your perception is fucked, but that's mostly due to distance and lack of natural light. Like unnatural light in caverns is such a weird thing because your brain doesn't perceive it properly. If you've ever been in a big underground cavern, you know what I'm talking about. Where it's just like
not to be.
Oh, dude! I remember one time I was down there with my family, and I was like looking at a rock, and I was like, "Oh, how far away is that?" And they're like, "Half a mile," and that thing's 2-story tall. And I was like, "It looks like it's 20 feet away, and it's 3 feet tall. What are you talking about?" And then I started walking towards it, and they were like, "Whoa." Yeah.
Yeah, I was down in Mammoth Cave once. They have like 2 torches down there.
Yep.
For this entire huge cavern. It was like a mile wide, and I really thought it was going to be like 20 steps.
As we're getting a little bit deeper into the cavern, though, for the last time, Kenna, can you roll me a d6, please?
Sure.
Just let me know if you roll higher than a 2.
Oh.
Well, that's happens to be higher than 2.
Okay. Well, I can start the countdown on that then.
No, I'm scared. No, don't. I take it back.
Okay.
She meant 3 seconds until she rolls the d6 again.
Yeah, she was just counting.
Hey!
Kenna, you were telling me your favorite number was 3, and you like saying it out loud randomly. So that's good that you were doing that.
It doesn't matter. I rolled a 5 the second time.
Now that you have jumped down and you've kind of like hit this like lower area around, you actually feel that you are at another part of the trail. You can see that other trail that had disappeared, you now intersect with that. So it seems like this is probably slightly less traveled, but it meets back up with the other trail that you guys had gone to. And now, however, the problem is you think maybe it came from the left, but with how many switchbacks, you're not sure if it really came from the left or the right. So you have to make the decision, are you headed left or are you headed right? It's real easy to get turned around down here.
Okay, so we slid down from this way, came around. I guess we stick right.
Okay.
That makes sense.
As you turn right, the cavern itself goes from being narrow at the bottom to where you'd slid down to being much wider. And you can see that there's like several like smaller plateau structures that are sort of lining this larger area. As you're traveling, Torie, can you give me a D10, please? Don't roll one, 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 don't roll one.
Do I explode or no?
No. Oh, 10. Okay. With a 10. All right, let's see here. Can you roll me a D4, please?
2.
Damn it. Okay.
Thank God.
This is still not good for you. It's just not what I wanted it to be.
Say what you want it to be.
But yeah, as you see this like open area, you can see that there's like this like sort of open cavern where there's all these like plateaus of rocks, and it looks like there's like some sort of like maybe collapse has happened here, because you can see that the trail goes forward and a fucking just like pile of rubble is like just across the trail. It looks like these like large boulders probably fell from the ceiling. They're all just stuck like right in front of the trail.
Can I do a Pokemon handling check on these boulders?
Why?
I think there are Pokemon that exist that are just boulders.
Okay. Sure. Give me one. Yeah, go for it.
Like a name of one or a roll?
No, the roll. I'm giving you the roll you asked for.
I was like, I can do that if you would like, but that's kind of, you should know too. What am I doing? That's a intelligence. I exploded. The second roll fell off the desk. I exploded again. Wow. Okay. All right. I got humbled. So that is going to be.
Whoa, now.
This is humble.
I don't know, man. I don't work here. That's 21.
21 is really good. Yeah, no, you were able to very much see through the GM's gambit of the fact that there is definitely an onyx coiled up sitting on the trail, maybe 10 feet in front of you guys.
You say boulder in a rocky tunnel. Yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
What are you talking about?
Tunnel?
As you see that there is a massive sleeping onyx just laying on the trail in front of you guys.
Do I know that from my knowledge of Pokemon how solid of sleepers they are?
Well,
did we walk over them without them being disturbed? Did we make enough noise?
Pardon my pun, but they sleep like a rock.
Okay. Good.
That was good.
As long as none of you fuck up trying to climb over it and like fall or anything, you should be fine.
Okay. I'm going to look to Perry and Tanner and say, hey guys, big Onyx here, if you haven't noticed, in front of us.
Hi guys, Onyx here.
Onyx here. We could try and climb over it, or we can do a little hopscotch with your flying Pokemon, if you would be so inclined. Whatever you would like to do, because they're your Pokemon and your team, and I am in no way the leader here. Just letting you know what our options are.
Tanner and Perry both look at each other, and they go, like, they both make sort of like the, and Tanner goes, maybe if we use just specs, probably, but you definitely don't want any of Perry's Pokemon coming out right now. It was actually kind of interesting that we didn't run into anything when Salamence was out the first time. Perry goes, yeah, my Pokemon tend to invite combat.
Okay, so specs it is. Good call. Tanner, if you would be so kind, and specs.
Yeah, we can do that. It'll take a couple minutes, but yeah, we can do that. That's fine. And he pulls specs back out, and he goes, actually, we could probably go 2 at a time. Little Miss Magic, how's your confusion feeling right now? And you hear in the shadows behind you.
I love her.
And you see that like a pair of like red eyes with like yellow sclera appear in the darkness behind him, and a little witch's brim hat like peeks out.
Hell yeah.
And as Seth, you start laughing, your body starts to glow blue, and you are lifted from the ground.
Yeah, we're good.
And yeah, between Specs and Little Miss Magic, yeah, she sets you down alone on the other side of an Onyx by yourself. But yeah, as you guys are going through, Specs is able to take first he's going to take DJ over. Little Miss Magic is going to take Coryne over, and then Magic will also take Perry, and Specs will take Tanner. As the all of you get over the Onyx and are able to bypass it with little to no effort, as you do not directly disturb the rock Pokemon at any point in time.
As everybody's landing with Little Miss Magic, DJ is gonna kind of see the brim of the hat and be like, hey, I got one of those too, and point at like the crook in her arm, like in her elbow pit, and she's got a little tattooed witch's hat right here.
And you hear it even louder, a little. And it's very similar to when you showed the Haunter and the Gengar, like their little bits.
Yeah.
Like ghost types just like being represented,
like,
so that's pretty chilly. But yeah, so you guys managed to get across the way. And now on the other side of this tunnel, you see that there's a set of steps that sort of like leads up. It actually splits and it goes also right or left. Seth/Coryne, which direction do you want to go? These are both heading in the same direction. They just split around a different way.
What do you think, Coryne? I've been doing right this entire time, so I don't know if we should change it up now or stick to what we've had.
I mean, if we keep going right, isn't there a chance that we'll...
You've already been twisting and moving. All your
no.
directions are fucked already.
No.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case.
We're already way down underground.
You guys, I'll tell
too.
you
We
right now,
slid
the
down.
path that you guys have done has looked like already, just based off the caverns.
I mean, if right's been going well for us so far, I say our luck lends right.
Okay. All right. If you guys choose to go right, Torie, I will not need you to roll a d10 for me. And you guys will walk up a set of stairs, and it'll lead you up over a ledge and down another set of stairs, down to where it looks like you finally hit a back wall of the cavern. And it doesn't look like there's immediately anywhere to go until it is that there is a keen-eyed Luxray that sort of like and like points its tail in a direction. A little spark of lightning bounces off the rock and illuminates a sheer hole that goes straight down with like a creaky wooden ladder sticking to the side of it.
Oh, well, at least there's a ladder.
Okay, cool. Good, thank you, Luxray. All right. Ladder time now?
Ladder time.
Okay. Just go down the ladder.
You're first to go down?
Let me look at it first.
Okay. You look at it and you see what looks like, it doesn't look like a professional ranger or anything put this here. It looks like a trainer like lashed this shit together out of dead fucking trees they found outside the cavern at some point. The rope is easily like 10 years old. That's like holding each of the joints of the ladder together. And it looks like it's one of those things where it was never supposed to last, but it hasn't broken yet. So no one has replaced it, kind of thing.
Interesting. How far down do you think it goes?
About 40 feet.
Not how much. Okay, well. All right. Okay. Let's maybe return some Pokemon. Oh, gang, this ladder sucks.
We're all standing around the hole. If there was a camera looking up from this hole, it would be all of our faces around it looking down.
Anyone have
Pedro.
a rope and or...
Perry goes, I have some rope. We can just tie it off up here, and then we can send the ghost to come get the other end of it.
Yeah.
Very smart.
Good with that.
And you see Perry's just kind of like
Break.
just like
Did you want to take the ladder?
No, we're doing a lot of walking. I don't normally walk this much.
Oh, well, I mean, we'll be climbing in a second, and that's different.
This is a person who regularly rides her 40-foot long serpent basically everywhere, and she's doing a lot of walking right now. Okay.
Coryne stands
you
next
guys
to Perry and just goes, tomorrow morning, if you want, you can join the warm-up exercise group.
I don't even want to know what that is. I don't even want to know what that
Very
is.
self-explanatory in the name.
Yeah, you guys can tie off the rope and avoid the ladder. And as you guys get to the bottom, you can lower yourselves down, like return the Pokemon that you need to in order to slide down and everything. Eventually, Luminous Magic will go up, untie the rope, and bring it down. It requires no checks of any kind. You find yourselves into a deeper and larger cavern than you were in previously.
Cool.
Yeah, you are still up against a back wall of that cavern, but you are definitely in a location that is a lot more fucked than where you were at previously.
Now, Perry, this is a larger space. If you would like to, I think you could fly in here, maybe. You don't really need wind, right? For your Gyarados? If you want to do that. I don't know.
Gyarados does require a lot of wind, but Salamence could fly.
Okay, maybe not salamanders, but any other takers? You got any other flyers?
No, but I did run into a ranger a few months ago who gave me an idea on how to use one of my other Pokemon.
Okay, sure.
All right. Before I do this, you are not allowed to reference that this happened ever again.
What?
And you see that she releases a Pokeball, and a large writhing mass of vines that you saw during the tournament appears. A large Tangrowth appears. And Perry looks at each of you and then just kind of like leans back, and her body sinks into
she does
the
not
Tangrowth.
Homer Simpson into that Pokemon. Oh my god.
And you can see that Tangrowth kind of like shudders and moves a little bit, and Perry's face appears out of one side of it.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Why?
Perry just goes like this, and it's like Spider-Man, where a bunch of vines just and then like wrap around a stalagmite, and Perry disappears into the darkness. So that was weird, right? Like, we all agree that was that was weird
and impressed.
Luxury, is that normal?
Luxury looks at you guys and goes, Luxury.
You don't give a shit.
Cool.
Perry's team are like pro athletes in that they are simultaneously like they go the hardest on the field, but also they don't give a fuck about anything when they're not on the field.
I'm gonna take a risk here.
Uh-huh.
Can I give this Luxury a scritch?
Are you bribing it in any way before you do so?
Yes.
With what?
We'll get big.
I probably got food.
Because I don't think any of you have electric types, right?
No.
Probably don't have electric type food on you.
I did have a thing that gave me purpose to have electric food, so I do have some.
The audience is not aware of this, so we won't go into it. But yes,
I'm
you
not
have
telling you
electric
guys
type food
anything.
on you. Yeah.
But you can't get it out of me. But I'll do that thing where I'll look to the Luxury and be like, "Do you want some food?" and have it go for the food, and then with my other hand, scritch behind its ears.
Okay, this is gonna be a roll for it. You're not rolling shit. It's
I'll
rolling
die, it's
things
fine.
right now. Because you gave it food, I will re-roll for you. Okay.
I'll take a major wound, whatever you got.
You reach
die.
around, and the other two of you see this happening, where you see like Seth like offer it food, and then go around the side, and you watch as like the eyes and like the snarl comes, and then the fingers hit the side of the ear, and it goes,
Perry probably doesn't do this, right? I'm talking to the Luxury.
and just sort of like does a thing, and then its like legs come out in front of it, and you see its paws start to scratch up at the ground.
He just looks tense, you know? Like
about 15
That's so
seconds into
cute.
this, Matt, you hear a "What are you doing to my Pokemon?" as
was hungry.
Tangrowth lands.
I'll let Luxury answer.
Luxray looks at her and then looks at you and stands up straight, and its entire spine pops, and it just like slowly pads over to her and like stands next to her like, "That was nice, but I'm on my trainer's side always." But also looks at you and kind of gives like a like I'm watching you sort of like vibe.
Okay.
It's like,
we were waiting.
we got something here. We got something
How did your
here.
recon go?
Perry like reverse Homer Simpsons out of Tangrowth and returns Tangrowth. And she goes, "Well, the exit isn't on this floor, so we're probably going to have to go back up. I would assume at a different spot on this floor would be near the entrance. There is another ladder on the far side that way. You are going to have to break some boulders if you want to get there."
Well, good thing we can do that, right, team?
Right.
Oh yeah, we can do that. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Cool. Yeah. So, just
You guys have a
go-
Pokemon with Rock Smash or something on it, right? Like Brick Break something.
Probably.
Oh, hold on. I actually might. I was like, now I might.
I got the TM.
You got something with strength, something with something just like that's meant for fucking around with rock. No, not strength, like the strength of moves or the technique.
Oh, I was holding up Tabasco.
The 2-foot-tall dog Pokemon looks at you like, what the fuck do you think I'm gonna do?
You like to break shit? I don't know.
Looking at the direction that Perry has pointed, Aaron pulls back up his map. You can see... You can see that there is a set of stairs that goes like deep down into a cavern and then comes back up. It's very easy to cross that. There are no checks. Actually, there is a check here. Can I get a D10? I haven't gotten one from Matt in a while. Matt, can you toss me a D10 roll, please?
See anything?
No, this is for my tables.
Cool.
With a Siab. Ooh, can you roll me a D5? I meant D4. I almost said D5 because I'm stupid. Because I'm stupid and dumb.
Let's meet in the middle. D6.
No, D4.
Weird. What do you want me to roll?
I don't know. I got a table here full of stuff that you could roll.
I got a 1.
You got a 1. Okay. In the Pokemon games, you guys may or may not be familiar with the idea that as you travel, the game just gives you items. So I like to just give you items. So as you guys get to the bottom of the cavern, you note that what's it called? As you get down to like the very bottom, you see like a slight like glint off to the side from, you know, your thing, and you go, oh shit, is my flashlight going? You have to give it a couple more cranks. And you turn it back and you see that there's like a slight glint on the ground, and you look over and you can see what looks like somebody who's climbing up these steps, probably something might have fallen out of their pocket. You see a slight silver disc in a clear plastic case on the ground.
Oh, neat. What is it?
You look and you look at the label on it, and it currently says TM47 Steel Wing.
I don't have wings nor steel. Well, that's useless.
So any Pokemon that have any sort of wings, for the most part, can learn a Steel type move, which is interesting.
TM47, you said?
Yeah,
Steel Wing.
because you're Steel Wing it.
Wings.
No, but maybe somebody who has a murderous bird might appreciate that later on in the future, potentially. But
Vermilion.
You guys can, yeah, Vermilion, yeah.
Vermilion.
You guys climb up the platform, and you finally get to the point where Perry was talking about, where there is like no real way to go on, but if you like peek over the top, there's like a series of boulders that are right in front of you, that if you have any Pokemon that can brap, 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 or you could try and do the hops over it with the birds, but the ceiling gets a little low here, so that might be hard to do. A straight through tactic is probably going to be easier if you have anything that you think could work on boulders.
I mean, I have dig, but I don't know if that would work to like burrow through them.
I think that with that, what I just rolled, and the idea that we're much deeper, I think a lot less of this is pure stone, and you are getting more into like sediment and soil. And I think you could probably dig around the side of a lot of these boulders if you were to get a Pokemon who knows dig.
Sick.
Roar
Zabimaru, go Richter.
That Bunkai ain't gonna do shit. But yeah, you okay. As you guys get there, you immediately see Richter like step up and he goes, yeah, right. And just like unhinges his bottom jaw and, goes, and just starts fucking eating through the side of the wall. Because that's what he does. He eats dirt. He goes, and it's like you guys have to like do this to like go through the tunnel. Like you're like very squished. But you can get through just fine. Good use of Pokemon moves there. Eventually you guys will lead down another area in which the ledge is like right against the wall and there's a cliff off the side. Can everybody please give me an agility check?
Shit.
As you guys sidle across the little ledge.
8.
8. Okay. DJ?
5.
Okay.
5
Seth?
also.
5. Okay. Tanner? Okay. Perry? Okay. As you are going across, there is a moment, Coryne, where you actually end up getting ahead of Seth as you like are a little bit more athletically inclined, and you're able to like step around him and start like sidling up, sort of like every once in a while looking back at your friends, very much trying to make sure that they cross well, because like you have about the back half of your foot on a ledge, and that's about it in terms of how much walking room you have. And you sidle along, and there's a moment where you hear two simultaneous like sounds of like rubber like clipping on stone for a second, and then you hear
shit.
of like two people like inhaling, and then you hear as at the same moment DJ and Seth both start falling off of the ledge, and it is only the quick release of a tangrowth that goes that catches them before they begin to plummet to their deaths. And both of you feel vines around each of your chests as you are lifted up onto the ledge, and you are not killed.
Watch out for that rock. It falls when you grab it.
Thanks for the warning. And then you hear thanks for the warning, and he goes, oh! And he fucking, and then you hear Tangrowth, and then like pull everything up on top as 3 of the 5 people failed that check. And I didn't want to kill you today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
So, you guys take a moment to think about your lives and the fact they flash before your eyes.
It's a really good thing we invited Perry.
Oh, I'm thinking about it. Sure am.
And DJ, go ahead and roll me a D10 real quick.
Okay.
While that
I rolled one last time when you told me not to roll. Do you want me to use that roll?
Just roll it again. Just roll it again. What'd you say, Coryne?
How long have we been going?
In the tunnel? A few hours now.
Okay.
It's probably after dark outside.
Like my little Charmander.
3. Interesting. We pull up 3. Okay, 3 is going to be this table. Can you roll me a D10, please? 6. Interesting.
No.
So, you guys finish going across the ledge. And we'll go ahead and say, let me roll a D6, see which one of you 3 it fucks with. Kenna, cool. So,
what is it?
Coryne, as you guys are continuing on, there's a moment, Coryne, where you experience the fear of, oh fuck, my friends almost just fucking died. Very casually, not in battle with like terrorists or anything, just because they slipped off a rock. And you got Seth right in front of you, and you've got Luxray and Perry behind you as you guys are walking. And then you hear something off in the distance, and it's something that you shouldn't be able to hear at this moment. You hear Poppy. You hear, Coryne? Hey, Coryne, where are you? But you don't see any of your teammates react. They don't seem to hear this sound either. But it's enough to like put terror in your heart in that moment. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Seth, you've never been yanked so hard in your life. When I grab the back of your shirt and I yank you back to me, and I just go, do you hear that?
No. Hold on, I can't focus on hearing if I can't breathe.
Sorry. And I like straighten your shirt. I'm sorry. I let go of your apron.
It's okay. That's just, it's like actual rope, and so it's kind of, it hurts when you pull it.
Shh. You don't hear that.
Coryne!
No, hear what? No,
you don't hear anything. The cavern sounds quite empty. Coryne! I can't find my way.
It's Poppy.
No.
Poppy?
For the other 4 of you, for 2 of you actually, can you get me Pokemon lore checks?
She wouldn't be here. Poppy wouldn't be here. Why is she here? Is Oak here?
26.
26.
Damn.
Okay. I
exploded on my D12.
Okay, and then what was your set?
16.
Okay. You look over and you see that Coryne like looks like out of it. Like she's kind of like slurring her words in the middle of saying these things. And she's like, "Oh, Poppy, is Oak here?" And you look and you see that like her like pupils are like dilating in and out, and there's like a light little like black smoky glimmer right off the side of her eyes. You definitely know, Seth, that she's under the effect of some sort of Pokemon move of some kind. Something has used a move on Coryne. But DJ, it is you, funnily enough, a ghost expert who recognizes the effects of a Confuse Ray being used on a human being. And DJ, it is also, I think, you with the 20-something who is in the distance able to hear the very quiet of a chuckling haunter in the distance.
Do I know where it's coming from in the cavern?
Deep in the cavern, you have no clue. It can see you, you cannot see it.
As a ghost specialist, do I know anything that would either cure Coryne of this or scare off the haunter?
Generally, they fall out of it in a few seconds. If you give Coryne a couple minutes to recover, she'll probably be fine. Or you could smack the shit out of her, and that would probably work too.
What about scaring off the haunter?
No, she's already been hit at this point. It is a hit, and
I just mean to show it like that's not funny.
Apologize.
You could potentially try and do that. At this point, though, it sounds like as a ghost expert, it seems like Haunter's kind of gotten what it wanted out of this, where it scared one of the things. Yeah.
Okay, so DJ is gonna very dramatically go, "Oh no, Coryne!" to try and satisfy it so that it doesn't.
As
hit
DJ says
else.
this, at this point, Seth, you can now hear.
Hey, grab a rock and throw it over towards
You chuck
Stop
it.
We're adventuring.
You hear, and then it drifts off in the distance. You managed to whack it because I rolled pretty high on the die.
And it was a rock type move, not normal.
Yeah,
So
not normal.
That's how it hit.
Coryne, it is like a genuinely like scary moment though, as you're like, oh, I hear Poppy, and then there's a moment where like you just have like an awful like nauseating headache, and you go, ugh, and now you're back to yourself, but you still feel nauseated, and you got a bit of a headache. In your face, cold water.
Oh, did it just stop at the time that it happened? That's unfortunate timing.
I mean,
Well,
that's okay.
Oh shit!
Kind of needed it anyway. What the fuck
it's all
was
good,
that?
guys. Haunter, confuse, Ray, thing. We're good.
It's okay. I just sent Little Miss Magic off to fuck that guy up. You shouldn't be doing that.
Okay, yeah, well, Okay, cool.
Coryne digs in her bag for a second, pulls out a saltine cracker. I hated that, and starts eating it.
Perry just kind of shrugs and keeps walking. It's like, yeah, that happens. Life is life. You get bit by Pokemon sometimes.
Yeah, mentally bit, and it brings back memories
funny.
of people that aren't there.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Totally normal.
You eventually hit what looks like another ladder that leads up. This one is in much better condition and is made of like steel. It's like, this was one the Rangers put here. Okay. And that ladder sort of like you get all the way up to the top of it, and you find yourselves back in the upper cavern that you were in. But those of you near the front can definitely, actually, I think Coryne at this point, they probably put you a couple spaces back from where you were, given just put you more middle of the pack than you previously were. Given what just happened. So DJ, I'm gonna say you're a little bit farther up than you were before.
Yeah.
So DJ and Seth, the two of you very much like getting up to the top and helping everybody else up. You can feel a bit of wind, and the ambient light is a little bit brighter than it previously was. You're probably near some sort of exit. Whether or not that's the exit that you came in or the exit that you want to leave through, you're near some sort of exit.
Let's investigate.
Okay. You head off that way. And eventually, as you start to like head out of the actual tunnel itself, you find that you walk out and immediately hit like soil and like good ground, like not like the shitty like dirt path that you were on before. And the biggest change I think that you can hear is you can hear rushing water. And as you step out of the cave, and the ambient light is brighter, but the sun is long gone. It is late at night at this point. The stars are kind of clouded over. So it's still pretty dark outside, but you're standing in soil and can feel like rushing water near you. You are now out of Rock Tunnel.
Now that we're out and can see the stars in the sky, what time is it?
Your phone's update, and you look down, and it's at this point getting close to 11.
Okay.
Ooh.
You've been awake for probably like 13 hours at this point. Or no, sorry, 15 hours. What am I talking about?
Do you guys want to set up camp here, or should we go a little bit further from just the mouth of the cave?
Well, I don't know which exit we came out of, because I don't see a Pokemon Center, so we didn't go all the way through the tunnel. But I also don't see the power station either.
Do do you think Specs could do some like recon? Because
You want to fly up and
it's
take a
dark.
look? Oh, I
Probably
forgot
not
about
at
that.
night,
It's dark.
given all the. It's dark, but also because there's a lot of strong Pokemon in the region around here. Yeah. I think maybe it might be best to send the big scary one up.
I turned to Perry.
For the first time in the entire time you've been traveling with Perry, Perry cracks the slightest smile at being referred to as the big
God.
scary one.
Wow.
At being referred to as
Don't
the big
worry,
scary one.
I'll go up.
DJ? Perry goes, oh, I didn't realize you had a flying Pokemon.
No, it's not about
Just
the flying
chucks
Pokemon.
Riolu up in the
It's
sky.
that I'm big and scary. It was
Well.
a joke.
Oh. Well,
was
if you ever
funny.
want help training that Charmander to fly, let me know.
Okay.
It's a pseudo dragon. It's
All right, I will give you a call.
well. Also, I am pretty well connected. If you ever need training any other specific Pokemon, I do have some friends that'd be willing to help train.
Noted. Noted.
And she says this kind of like to all of you. And she goes, go ahead and set up camp. I'll be back. And there's and the 40-foot Gyarados reappears, and there's a of wind, and
Probably for
then
the
Perry
best.
vanishes in the
We're not
sky.
going to have any problems with any Pokemon throughout the night, dude. They see that shit, they're going to be like, no thanks.
Yeah,
Dude,
fucking
Corinne's just
valid.
standing there, looking up, hands on hips, and just goes, yeah, that's pretty badass. I can't even... Damn.
Yeah, you guys get out of the tunnel. You start setting up your tents and your camps. We start to set up food, get things going. Seth, obviously, you're able to get the meals going and everything. You're able to get your Pokemon out. And 30 minutes pass. 45 minutes pass. An hour passes, and Perry does not return.
Where the fuck is Perry?
You didn't hear any sound of fighting in the distance. There was no big burst of purple energy from dragons dueling. There was no big roars in the distance. Just Perry hasn't returned, and it's been an hour.
How's recon? Question mark.
Takes a picture of the starry sky. This you? Question.
Because it is midnight.
You know how like when you send a text, it'll say like it'll go through like the multiple stages, like sending, delivered, read, all those.
Yeah.
Yours just sticks on sending. Doesn't say delivered.
Call her.
Why did you call me? Send me a text. Bye. Go straight to voicemail.
Voicemail box is
Dude,
full.
I should make that my voice.
She filled it up herself.
Okay, well, they don't seem to be answering, and I trust that they are a very talented trainer that can handle themselves very well.
Mhm.
However, it's been a minute, and they haven't come back yet, and I think kind of on them, kind of on us too, for them not saying what they were going to do while they were gone. I get that. It's a lot of information to try and, like, give, but...
Well, we know that she can take care of pretty much anything that's up in this area that's like a wild Pokemon, right? We know that she's been literally fighting the strongest things around for who knows how long. You guys said there were some trainers that gave you some bad vibes, though, right? Do you think maybe she ran into some of them?
That's what I'm
Wouldn't we
worried
have heard
about.
it though? Because anytime she battles, people in town could hear it from like a pretty far distance away.
My hypno has a
You're
chance
not wrong.
of putting
What
her
if
to
she
sleep.
knew him though?
That's true too. You know what we could do? All the Pokemon centers have their numbers publicly listed. You could probably try and call Pokemon Center, see if they've left that Pokemon Center yet.
Sure. I'll do that. Beep boop boop bop boop boop.
Mhm.
Thanks, Bowie.
Okay, you wait for a moment, and hello, Lavender Town Pokemon Center.
Hey Joy, this is Seth Wake. We were there earlier today. Did by chance our friend Perry Midnight stop by to like heal up Pokemon or anything?
Oh no,
Or-
no, she's not been through town in a few days.
Okay. And side note, our room neighbors that we have they come back at all?
No, they actually checked out a little before noon today. The last member of their group seemed to have showed up, so they headed for Rock Tunnel.
Cool. Okay. Well, just you have my number. If you happen to see Perry, just pass a message through that we're looking for her.
Will do.
Have a great night. Don't work too hard. Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye.
And bing, hangs up.
It was on speakerphone, but then Seth's gonna go. Yeah. So apparently these guys left after we left at like noon or something. So
we had a
that's weird.
couple hour head start on them.
But they knew where they were going, and we didn't.
And if they took the west path and had anything that could fly them, they could have got there way faster than the time it took us to get there. Well, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's okay. You see Tanner's just kind of like talking to himself, like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up, Coryne? You got a hand up.
You let me know if I can do this because I'm proficient in technology, right?
Yep. You're very proficient in technology. Yeah.
Right. So I think that Coryne would know how to track an IP address on a device.
You could potentially get a tower ping if you wanted to try.
Can I?
Especially if you were, I would let you forego the roll if you chose to wake up a friend of yours who is even more technologically versed.
A bet on it. Beep, 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 Poppy.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I thought you were going to wake up Seth, but that works too.
I was going to wake up Bowie, but...
Yeah. Okay.
He's just like...
It rings.
What fucking time is... why do you call me?
Sorry.
Like, you never text anymore. You just call now.
Listen.
It's always when you need something.
Okay,
You're calling me for an emergency, aren't you? Yeah.
Yes, I am, and I love you so much, and I
love
miss you
her.
lots. But
All right.
Poppy.
Hey,
Poppy.
Seth. Hey, DJ.
guys, we're in an emergency.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but...
Never too urgent to be chivalrous.
I need your help tracking down somebody that might be lost in the woods.
Oh, okay. Like what? Like the Viridian Woods? Or like, what woods?
No, we're up by Rock Tunnel.
Well, that is like canyon desert. That's not exactly the woods, but okay. Yeah, that makes
It's
sense.
got trees.
All right,
There's
give me a second. Let me
few
stand up.
trees.
I slept at the lab tonight anyway, so I can...
I mean, listen, in this instance, I'm glad that you did, but also you
Oh,
have
no,
to
no,
quit
no, no.
doing
I
that.
made... No, I made Oak install full beds. You're good. You're good. I just sleep here because it's easier.
That's not
Okay.
good for a work environment.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not.
So
It's
that
not.
we know.
But also, Poppy's an academic. They're never healthy. And Poppy, like you hear her flop out, like you hear like the rustle of cloth. She's probably throwing on like a bathrobe or something. She ties it and she walks over, and you hear.
All right, what's the registered trainer ID?
It's Perry Midnight.
Okay, so you just have the name, not
Number
the actual
blah,
ID
blah,
number.
blah,
That's
blah,
fine.
blah, blah.
Okay. Yeah, no, pinged off of, let's see, that's where your phone's at. Okay. Yeah, last pinged off a tower to the south of you. Lost signal though. I mean, probably, I can't tell if the phone broke or if it's off, but it's not getting a signal on anything else nearby anywhere.
How long ago?
Oh, there's, maybe 20 minutes ago? There's like 6 or 7 other devices that are pinging that tower right now.
Can you send me the coordinates?
Yeah. Do you want me to point a satellite at it? Haha, I'm joking. I had my privileges revoked. But,
Oh,
shit,
I'm
can.
so
I
sorry.
love her.
That would have been really helpful. Poppy, I'm sorry.
yeah. No, it's okay. Do you need me to
What do you
call
mean you
any
had your
cops this
privileges
time?
revoked? You were helping us anyway.
Yeah, but like I'm not supposed to do that because it turns out that like the Weather Institute got mad that I moved the satellite, and then it caused this whole snafu with Olivine. It was a whole thing. Anyway.
Big boo fucking who?
Anyway, do you need me to call any cops? I'm sure you're going to be fighting terrorists again by morning.
Corinne does that thing where she opens her mouth and closes it, and opens her mouth and closes. She looks like a fish. She's like, and then she turns and she looks at the group and just puts the and is like,
Wait, what do you mean fighting terrorists?
oh shit!
Oh,
Was it on speaker?
I mean,
Yeah,
it
that's what
wasn't,
Kenna said. So you guys
but
can all talk.
I kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
well, you ain't even got to worry about that, darling. Don't stress
I don't-
yourself out
do
about
we-
that.
Are they like
Don't worry
rockets?
about
Like
that,
what's going on?
sweetheart.
This is flat. And Poppy goes,
Yeah, no, okay, I'll send the Rangers your location. That's fine.
Wait, Poppy, before
Unless you don't want me to.
Rangers?
Yeah, what's
Well,
up?
okay. You know how you found Perry with her trainer ID. Can you get the trainer IDs of the devices that are near hers?
No. It looks like they're private devices, probably disposable. It looks like it's not registered to a trainer ID.
You said 6 or 7.
Just send you on them. It looks like 6. Yeah, it looks like 6.
Poppy, is it possible to look up a trainer by maybe first name?
I mean, do you know how many people share first names? Do you have anything like more specific?
Her name's
Color, hair color,
Diane.
age?
She has. I'll describe it how I heard it the first time. I just go by names.
No trainers registered with those qualities.
We don't even know if that was their actual name.
They would lie to us?
Yes.
Guys, I'm still stuck on the whole terrorist thing.
We'll circle back.
I said, don't you worry about a thing.
I think
Don't you worry.
what happens. DJ's like hushing. Don't worry about a thing.
If there's some kind of terrorist activity going on,
Poppy, how long will it take the Rangers to get to that location?
I don't know. Nobody's there at this part of the season, and they're still dealing with everything on like Mount Moon. And there was this whole other situation that I'm not supposed to talk about that happened like a week ago, or a couple weeks ago now. But like, yeah, there's the Rangers are stretched thin. I don't know if they're gonna send more than like a person or two to you guys.
What else?
And even then, I don't know when they're gonna get there. A lot of stuff. I'll tell you about it when you're not in an emergency. It's not an emergency.
Okay.
Not anymore. It's not an emergency. There's a whole like legendary thing going on. Don't worry about it.
That's a much worse way to put it.
Wait, there's a wait. Poppy, I need you. Okay, it's fine. After we find our friend, I'll call you and we'll talk about that because that is actually really important.
Okay. But yeah, I'll send over your location. Actually, I'll send both coordinates. How's that sound?
Okay.
Both. Yeah.
The coordinates of where your friend's phone was, and then your coordinates now.
Smart.
Yeah.
I mean, we're also going to be heading over there, so.
Maybe, Poppy, instead of sending in both coordinates, maybe just send Perry's, because if you send them our coordinates, they'll know that we've moved from where we were to closer to the problem. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that'll be good for us.
Yeah. Also, DJ, roll me a spot hidden check real quick. But yeah, so as you guys are like talking on the conversation and everything, it's just like Perry, Poppy. There's so many P names in this game. Poppy is just like
Okay, well, I'll leave my phone on and I'll just sleep here in my office chair until you guys call again.
You have like a tablet or anything? Just to make
Poppy,
it
go back to
mobile?
bed.
No. Yeah, I am back to bed.
and you hear the of like an office chair getting open to its laid out position.
Oh, you make me crazy, and I love you so much. Okay.
Pick me up a souvenir.
Yeah, love you. Bye.
It's a rock.
It's a rock.
It's a rock.
Here it is. Got your souvenir right here.
DJ, what was that? What was that roll?
16.
Okay. As the others are sort of like hunched over this phone talking to it, you sort of like your eyes start to wander because, you know, there's 3 people talking to this phone. It's like a big conversation. You don't necessarily know where to cut in at any given time. And you sort of look around and you kind of look in a direction. You really don't know your cardinal directions right now because it's just like disorienting with the stars being covered by clouds and there not really being a whole lot of light or anything.
Yeah.
And you having been underground, but you look in a direction and you spot, if you look to the skies, you can see as you look down the way, there's like a slight glow in the air that is reminiscent of like back when like the moon would like shine through clouds, but it's not originating above the clouds, it's originating below the clouds. There's like a slight like yellow glimmer to the sky as though it were like some sort of like large structure that is lit up. Almost like when you're really far away from a city, but you can see the city in the distance. The cloud above it looks bright than the clouds everywhere around. Something is putting off a lot of light in a particular direction. It looks like the same direction that the river is flowing. So you could probably assume that's south.
Can I take out a map or like use a digital map and kind of look at Rock Tunnel and say, okay, well, we didn't come out here because this is where we went in. We didn't go out there because that's near Cerulean, and kind of look for normal exits.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a geography check. That is bar none exactly what his geography is there for.
13?
13. 13's pretty good. following the line, you're like, if that's south,
And we
it's
can
like,
see where the river
that's
is.
probably
we can
like
see south, and all that
maybe
stuff.
10 to 15 miles south of us. That looks like that's probably, if we follow the river, if we hop in the river here, that'll probably take us like right to the power plant, is what that looks like.
Okay, so I can make a reasonable assumption that the thing putting off a big yellow light is the power plant.
Yep. And unfortunately, looking at the map, other than getting in the river, there is no direct overland route to get there from where you are now. You can go back into Rock Tunnel and try to gamble and see if you can make it back there. Or you can jump in the river. Unless you can fly everyone there at once, though, those are your two options.
Do we know if there are any water-type Pokemon in the river?
There are definitely. You definitely did this research when you guys, what's it called? When you were doing not just when you were prepping, but when you actually got in the water directly south of where that river lets out. You know that in this river there are Tentacool, and there are Magikarp, there are Goldeen, there are Sea King, there's the occasional Quagsire. Every once in a while you might spot a Weasel. And also, rumored to be spotted in this river every once in a while, there might be a Dratini or a Dragonair.
Counter option of instead of going into the water where we would be very wet for a time being, we do have a resident of Rock Tunnel that is now in our party that could finish guiding us where we need to go.
Who is, I will remind you, is both very small and native to one part of it. They might be able to help. It is not a guaranteed.
And
Then
also
never
is very
mind.
petulant.
Okay. You could do it. Like, it would give you bonuses to the rolls for the gambles, but it's not a guaranteed shot, is what I'm saying. I'll give you bonuses if you use Charmander and want to gamble going through Rock Tunnel.
Question.
Yeah.
Cayenne has kind of been out the whole time.
Okay.
Has he seemed to have any sort of navigational sense? Or any sort of, like, is he just blindly following? Or is he, like, when we turn a certain way, he's like, what? Okay, and, like, follows us.
No, Cayenne, I think, at the most part, a lot of the tracking stuff has to do with, like, tracking specific, like, scents and things like that. And Cayenne is originally from a tunnel, but from a very different,
He's
like,
from
sort of,
Diglett
like...
Cave.
Yeah, Diglett Cave is very much more, like, sediment and, like, digging and, like, a lot of that. There's a lot of, like, rocky structures. It's almost like the difference between a rock type and a ground type. You know what I mean? Are there two differences between the tunnels? You do think that... Yeah, you could definitely try and use your Pokemon to get through the cave, and it would be a gamble. Or you could try and go through the river and potentially encounter something there and be very cold.
Corinne's immediately gonna go for the river just for the sake of the whole time aspect. And Corinne's gonna be like, I don't like that she's near 6 people who I assume are those trainers. And it looks like it's going towards a power plant, and I don't know how much. We've already waited for an hour.
Oh, that's a good point. Do we have any inflatable rafts that we?
Funny you should mention.
You have well, no, I do want to point out you guys do have sleeping pads. We've mentioned those before. They do float.
They do
Are
float?
you for real?
They do. I mean, for the most part, most sleeping pads are inflatable in some form.
Interesting.
You know, the ones
How
that you
close are
roll
we to the
out and
water?
they air up.
Yeah.
How close are we to the water?
You are enough to be able to feel the mist. If you walk probably like 30 feet, you'll be able to find the edge of the river.
Okay. Any trees near us?
Yeah, there would be. There would definitely be trees because you're in a lot more like fertile of an area than south of the cave.
Okay. I think I'm going to have Richter chop down some trees just more for like a sturdy base, and then we can put the sleeping pads on top of them.
Okay.
And then with obviously like rope, just do like it doesn't have to be like super secure, but enough for it to like rest on everything on top of it. And we can have the water type Pokemon pull us, and that would be a
That's
bit
brilliant.
quicker and safer.
Yeah, I think with all of your guys' Pokemon and you seeing what Seth has immediately got Richter like like pulling everything down, I think you can very quickly start to get a raft together. I'm not going to actually require a whole lot of checks on this because this is actually a pretty straightforward plan. And you've described to me very well how you want to do it. So you guys can lash these things together and hop on. And as you go to, Tanner is going to hop onto the back of Specs, but he's going to leave Little Miss Magic with you guys in case you need some sort of psychic interference while you're on a river full of fucking Pokemon and rocks and shit.
I'm gonna take the bag that I put Rocco into off, and I'm gonna give it to Tanner.
Are you sure?
And
I might not give him back.
Well, I'm gonna look at Rocco and just be like,
Plot twist.
I just want you to be
Tanner
safe,
catches
but
him.
and then
as you say that, you hear a sound from Mimikyu, which is something you've not heard a whole lot, and you hear k-k-k-k-k. And then the bag gets passed up to Tanner, and you see two beady little eyes stick their fucking face out of the snapped back of the stuffed animal that's in there.
All right, I'm gonna say take care, bud, and then I'm gonna look at Tanner and go, don't you think about it. You keep him safe.
He's in my Pokemon right now, as far as I'm concerned. Specs takes
All right, then
off.
I get, and then she's gonna
Text
yell,
us
then
if you
I
see
get
something.
Little Miss Magic.
You turn around and there's a fucking Miss Magius deadpan looking at you, like kind of looks you up and down.
I got a tattoo that looks like you.
But you can all.
That means we're best friends.
Because the reasoning,
friends.
because the reasoning that was chosen for the river is expediency. You guys can all very quickly hop onto this raft, and there's that thing where you get on the raft, and immediately like there's parts of your like clothes that get like very wet very quickly, and it's like that's fucking. It's not frigid, but it is pretty cold because it is
I
night.
pull out Smolder.
Yeah, smolder, and now it's like glowing. Your entire raft is like a fucking bonfire. And
I'll put him out in a minute.
There's a moment where Seth, you're the one anchoring the thing because you've like helped build the raft, and you have to be the one to push off. And you sort of push off of the shore.
Well, I'll have Anchor out to just hold things.
To hold things together with like tendrils and stuff. I feel like that's not a bad idea
yeah.
for Poblano either, to be out and
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
like
you can do
grabbing
that.
on. Yeah, it's very much an amalgamation of floating
Aleppo.
shit that you've all. Sorry, I apologize. Aleppo, Poblano's Poplio, and that's going to be out in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Your three water types, Myrtle, Poblano, and Bowie are all out in the front. They all grab different pieces of the raft and just start to drag it downriver. They don't need to do a whole lot to keep it downriver. However, as you guys start to see things in the river, large rocks, large movements, the occasional bit of movement from some sort of Pokemon, the river's in front of you. And that is where we're going to end today's episode of Unbeatable. We will return next time. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We appreciate you. We will see you next time. Goodbye.
It's always an adventure.
Thank you for watching this episode of Unbeatable, which was brought to you by you, our patrons, which if you're not a patron, I recommend getting over there because we have an exclusive, super secret Discord. It's not secret. You just have to pay for the Discord and you'll get access to it, where we answer questions that are in our Q&A videos every single month. If you don't, I mean, that's cool too, I guess. Stay unbeatable.
Thank you for supporting this episode of Unbeatable by supporting us over on our Patreon. And specifically, thank you, Glathoric, at our champion tier for supporting this specific episode. We could not make this show without you, and we appreciate you guys so, so much.
I am unbeatable. I'll train until I meet my goal. If stakes are high, no, I won't fold because I am unbeatable. Earning every badge, whatever it takes. I'm gonna be the best trainer. You just wait, and I know the road ahead looks like it won't be easy. I am unbeatable. Standing by my side, got my friends with me to explore a whole world of possibilities. But no matter what the challenge is, we can overcome it together. Because we are unbeatable, we'll train until we meet our goal. If stakes are high, no, we won't fold because we are unbeatable. We are unbeatable, we'll train until we meet our goal. If stakes are high, no, we won't fold because we are unbeatable.